Bank Y would like F to be a large number because it's an asset. Okay. Bank X would like F to be a small number, okay, because they're borrowing at that rate. So you might think they're negotiating it or something like that, but actually not. Okay. There's an arbitrage condition called forward interest parity. Okay. I talked about two different terms of deposit here. One is a deposit for 2 months and one is a deposit for 5 months. There are market rates for these things, actual market rates. If you go into the Eurodollar market, there's going to be an interest rate for 5 months. There's going to be an interest rate for 2 months. Okay? Let's use the notation R002, okay, for the 2-month rate. Okay, so it's the interest rate from time 0 to time 2. Okay, and let's use the notation 1 plus R05 for the 5-month interest rate. Now, there is exactly one rate of interest, and I'll call it F25, that satisfies this equation. And what I want to argue is that that's the rate that will be chosen for this contract. Because any other rate is going to, you can manufacture that forward rate. You can manufacture that forward rate by going short and long, one or the other. You know, I put F on these, but if these were real deposits, okay, this one would actually be a deposit at the rate 1 plus R02. And if these were real deposits, this would be at the rate 1 plus R05. Okay. So this person has manufactured for himself a funding rate, okay? And that funding rate, okay, is F. This person has manufactured for themselves, if they use the real rates, the market rates, an investment rate, and that rate is F. Okay? So the only rate they can really come to agreement on, because these two things are market rates, is this. This is the forward rate. This condition is called forward interest parity. And so a FRA, okay, is going to use that F in that contract. So I want to think about a situation, okay, where a bank is asked to make a yen loan. But this bank does not have access to yen funding, okay? It has access to dollar funding. Okay? And let's take time out of it. So let's say it has access to, and it does fund it in the 6-month Eurodollar market. So for this bank here, their problem is that not time. Everything is matched up in time. That's all fine. Okay. Their problem is that they're not matched up in currency. And again, there's derivative markets out there, okay, forward exchange contracts, okay, that help you line things up in time. You can get rid of this foreign exchange exposure, this foreign exchange risk exposure. But what I'm going to show you is how you could do it with a swap of IOUs, okay, with another bank. How would you get rid of it with a swap of IOUs? You would get rid of it by swapping a dollar deposit for 6 months for a yen deposit for 6 months with somebody else over here who takes the other side of that. Yen deposit for 6 months. Dollar deposit for 6 months. Okay, this is a swap of values. We do this swap at the current spot rate, okay? And so what happens then, when all this matures, okay, this yen deposit, there's an interest rate associated with this. So let's not put an F there and be mysterious about this. Now we know what we're going to do and the logic of it that we're going to do. Let's just use the same logic we used over there, okay? There's an interest rate on this. We'll use R star there for a 6-month interest rate in yen. So if you had a yen deposit, here's the going interest rate in the euro-yen market, which is quoted every day in the FT. Okay, and there's a deposit rate here too, and we'll use that without a star. Okay, because the dollar is special. Okay, it's the domestic currency for everyone. It's the world funding currency here, and the same over here. This is 1 plus R star is going to be the interest rate, and this is going to be the interest rate here. And now I'm going to suggest to you another arbitrage condition here. Okay, let us say that we had that this was for $1 to make it easy. Okay, so if we have this arrangement here, okay, at the end of 6 months, we're going to have 1 plus R, $0.06 here. Okay. At the end of 6 months, well, how many yen did we have? Well, we first exchanged our dollars into yen at the current spot exchange rate. Call that the spot exchange rate. And we're quoting rates as yen over dollars. Okay, so maybe that's like 100 yen per dollar. That's the order of magnitude. You know that yen are more like pennies. Okay. So if we have $1, we change it into this many yen, and so at the end of 6 months, we're going to have 1 plus R star, okay, yen. Okay. So what is happening? Okay. At the end of 6 months, I got to pay that many yen, okay, and it's a liability, okay, and I'm going to receive from my counterparty there that many dollars. I got to pay this many yen, I got to receive this many dollars. There's an implicit exchange rate there, right? I'm paying yen, I'm getting dollars. What's the exchange rate that I could lock in today with this balance sheet structure? That's the forward rate. That's the forward exchange rate. And it's right here. And we call it F6, okay? And it has to be equal to that. F6 because it's the forward rate for 6 months from now, okay? This is called covered interest parity. The same logic applies there as applies here. That these things basically are almost definitions of these forward rates. This is the forward interest rate, okay? This is the forward exchange rate, and they sort of have to be that because these are market interest rates. You can roll your own by going long and short existing instruments. And if you can roll your own, then the outright forward has to be the same price. Otherwise, there's an arbitrage in both cases.